can I go back to the previous slides, please? Sorry. I have been working with a group of designers and artists. The group's name is called YesYesNo. Two of us always say yes, and the other one has to say no. We're like this mostly positive, but with some criticality. One of us is an architect who deal with space, who do weird things with space using hardware and digital fabrication. One of us is like to do weird things with code, open source software. And I like to do weird things with electricity, like making things move, connecting objects to something else, or just do weird things with objects. Recently, we're invited to create a project that explore the relationship between health and water drinking for the First Lady Michelle Obama's nonprofit, Partnership for Healthy America. So we decided to create this chatty water fountain that every time when your lips touch the water, it talks back to you. And when your lips move away from the water, it stops talking. So our first prototype are made out of cardboards. And other stuff that off the shelf. And then we're able to work and collaborate with the woodshop that was just upstairs from our studio. And we put the open source software and hardware inside the water fountain to make it kind of intelligent, to make it interact with us.
Oh, excuse me. Hello. So much
Oh, when you touch it, it talks to you.
hydration, so little.
Only when you touch the water.
People don't really drink from the water.
I want to say happy people make happy project. I just need you to help me remember that. So we really like to hack objects and turn it into an element of surprise. We're invited by Google to connect an object, to create a project that connects to an object. And we choose shoes. So we got 20 pairs of off-the-shelf sneakers, and we turned them into this. The project's called the Google Talking Shoes. So what we did was we used a series of sensors, and we embedded into the shoe inserts. And with the speaker and a mobile phone, the shoes is able to comment it on the wearer itself in real time.
I like listening to industrial music while I run. Nice job, you look ridiculous. Am I supposed to be impressed? Hey, kick higher next time. I bet you think kicking is super cool. I was kicking before it was in.
We have to travel with the shoes, and there's just this great moment when the security in the airport come out, and then he's like, what is it? What is inside? Oh, a battery and something else. And what does it do? The shoes talk to you. And then everybody's happy. They're just checking it, turning it on. Really, it talks to you? And then they let us through. Made it. we're invited to create a project for London 2012, the Cultural Olympiad, on the Hadrians Wall. So some of you might not know the Hadrians Wall is this border of the Roman Empire. And we're invited to create this project on the wall that inverts the concept of how a border separates people to something that connects. That's what we want to do. We want to connect people. So we created a series. It's like a performance of objects. We created a series of 2-meter weather balloons. Each of them have electronics inside. There are high-power LEDs and radio modules that allow the balloons to talk to each other. And people are able to talk to the balloons. So the Hadrians Wall is throughout, it's 76 miles of the long walls, and we wanted to set up these balloons along the wall and just kind of create this connecting dots. The project is called the Connecting Light. So it was kind of almost like an impossible project for us. We set it up in New York, and then we have 50 volunteers come out and help us setting up the balloons. The balloons have to be tethered. And we set it up across, in Brooklyn, in New York. And then we head to England before we know what's going to happen. So I would like you to know that this project is really not going to be possible without the volunteers. We have volunteers helping us assemble, volunteers helping us setting up. And so as soon as we arrive in England, we're setting up things in this farm. And we try to see if the lights are actually going to be able to communicate with each other. And I'm ready.
Oh, that's so cool. They're crossing paths. So cool.
What we're trying to do is to set up the balloons across the wall. And on the night of the event, it's a 2-day event, the participants use their cell phone, use our website, and start typing messages. And these messages are going to be translated into color information that pass down along the Hadrian's Wall. It's going to be 200 to 400 weather balloons. And on the night before the event, I was training the volunteers and the technicians. And we, just on the date of the event, we have to set it up in a small office where we can actually sit behind our computer and monitor the whole system health of 400 weather balloons. And we're just inside this office and not really be able to go outside. And that's when our volunteers, they travel along the wall. Each of them have to set up about 20 to 40 balloons. And it was just this, just please remember that the moment that the cows love our projects. And the project becomes something that we can actually see. The volunteers are our eyes, and they're the only people that can actually tell us what's happening. And it's a project that's so hard to document because it's so long and so large. And the only way we know is from our participants.
I was teching at Carlisle for the Olympiad Festival, Connecting Lights. It was the most successful site of the whole experience by far. It worked better the second night because we tethered the lines better. We attached the balloons to the bottom of the scarf.
Yeah.
So that worked really well. By doing that, it kept it safe. They went up too high on the first night and they were all over the place. A lot of positive response from the crowd. People coming, we had people texting messages and they were quite adamant that they'd seen them come up, so it was really good. It looked spectacular.
We had over 100 people just on top of the building looking at it. It was fantastic, it really was. Yeah, the children really loved to touch them because when they came down to fix, the children like to come close and try and touch them. Because they're very textile, they're very...
Windy.
Windy, rainy.
Challenging, but a good result in the end.
Everyone came out. The place was packed.
Yeah.
They said they don't normally see anybody at night.
Yeah, we created a traffic jam.
Seeing people's
reaction
to
it.
Yeah, seeing them come on and like all synchronised and people watching them and just getting excited about them really.
How happy the public were. It was actually really exciting in the end.
On the website, we ask the participant to answer questions like, what do you think, what kind of borders do you cross? What kind of connection do you make? Where are you from? Say something about love, or just leave the question blank, say something. And one of the answers that we got while we're sitting in the tiny, small office close to Hadrians Wall was make someone smile tomorrow. And I like to think that our project is here to make people happy and to make our connection to people. And what is the simplest thing that can possibly work? It's happiness. It has to work. Thank you.